Okay, hi. So, I have several things on my mind as usual. One of them is, how I feel about the dogs and stuff. Oh, wait, I gotta do this one first. Because yesterday after I had said, that when I started wanting more silver in my hair and started looking and trying to see, because you can change all sorts of things about your physical appearance. And, this this thing like that goes like this and that part that just runs in my family. Even my grandma, well, my grandma's hair turned white when she was like 30, but my grandpa, he had this, and he lived to be 100, and I don't know that it really changed much out of there. My mom has started to go, and she's almost 80, and she's pretty gray now, but I don't want to wait till I'm 80. I want to look like this when I'm in my 60s, early 60s. I want it to be all silver. I don't know, I like it. So anyways, I'm sure that there was people who are like, oh my God, she thinks she's changing her hair. Oh my God, gray hair starts turning gray. Yeah, well, it has a pace. They don't all just like, oh, you get a gray hair. Oh, mass gray hair immediately. It has a pace. And I know my genetic part of my family. It takes a long ass time to go from this to more. Yeah, because my grandma's was solid white. My mom sent me a picture of my grandma a couple of, who knows what track of time, recently. And it was solid white. And then plus the old lady hairdo, and it was solid white, but she was young. But, that was a style in the 60s. A lot of women had that, like, hair, and then they teased it up. So to us, it looks like old lady hair, but that was a common style back then. And, oh, another thing, too. Okay, so I have so many things. Okay, but another thing, too. I talk about the dogs and their consciousness. And I heard when I was listening to that one guy who surprised me that he was talking about anything spiritual, that one of the questions that someone asked him was something about the changeover of the pets at the event, the big event, not the one that's coming up. Well, who knows how close together they're going to be? I mean, I think the other one is more, the big one, the solar flash, I think is more, people are thinking more like between 24 and 27, those years. But, I mean, who knows? I think it's, it's all our consciousnesses that are creating it, so I don't know. Time has no real meaning like we think it does. So anyways, but he was saying that dogs are, I can't remember all the stuff he was saying, but I just was like, I don't see it that way really. Because I see everything has consciousness, and animals have consciousness. As a soul, I could go, I could go live thousands of lives. And then I could be like, well, I'm going to come back, this person's life, I'm going to come back and be their dog, and I'm going to be their best friend or something, I don't know. In the, like Hindu or Buddhist, that you don't do those crossovers. But to me, if your energy, and who knows what the progression is, maybe you get to a certain point, you're like, I'm not going back and being a dog. It's hell on earth. But yeah, I don't know. But definitely in this thing, the earth is doing everything that is part of the earth. The animals, we're all part of the earth. So we're all, well, as a consciousness, you have the opportunity to ascend, but everything else is ascending. So, anyways, I'm always trying to work on, now I'm working with Trixie too, trying to get her to, I don't know, not just be thinking like a dog. I don't know, to think beyond what they see, I guess, because a dog's conscious awareness is just what they see. So with that thought in mind, next door, they've got 4 dogs. And the one that was Stella's little boyfriend, he's little, he's pretty small. She really likes the small guys. And he's really cute. He's feisty. And anyways, right now he's out with a cone. on his head, this big cone. It's like, I don't know, a third of the size of his whole body. And the poor little guy, he's just walking around slamming into things, and he just, I just thought, it's so crazy because as humans, we decided, oh, these things are below us. We can take them. We can make them do what we want. And some people abuse them. Some people are really horrible to them. And just, I don't know. They think that dogs don't have a brain. They don't have consciousness. They don't have a soul or something. I'm not sure what they think batteries are operating them. So, anyways, that the dogs, we step on their free will. If a dog was, if dogs were just on this planet, well, for one thing, we wouldn't have, created these. Well, Stella's not. She's an older breed. She's a more ancient breed, from what I understand, what I read about. But everything's lies, so who knows? But definitely Trixie, she's a, whatever that's called. When you mix these ones to get this better one. And she's one of those kinds of things. But look how much we just mess with their DNA and shit, mess with them like science experiment. And, but so if you just think about if they're, and, they would just be little scavengers. I mean, their whole system is set up for that. They can eat garbage. That's why they get so excited about garbage. That I think would be their main source of food if they were living in the wild. But anyways, if their consciousness is just, what they see, and then we think, oh, well, we'll just put this little thing on them. And then we disrupt that and we narrow it. I was just thinking, God, just think of the anxiety that we could be, just think if somebody did that to us. Well, I mean, we're kind of breaking free from that, but on a different kind of level. But yeah, our vision has been very restricted and controlled. And yeah, well, I guess we'll kind of see the aftermath of that on a big scale soon. But yeah, but that we are doing that to them and not thinking about, like, I don't know, that's the only thing I'm like, well, we got to keep them from licking it. So we just do this when, that's all dogs can see. So if we do this and they're having anxiety and they can't move and stuff, man, it seems like you could just make your dog go completely insane. When Stella was supposed to wear one, I don't remember one of her injuries. She's just been injuring her legs nonstop since she was bad. I mean, that's when I found out she had the arthritis. Was when she was 1.5 years. She was having injuries, and she'd already been having them. I just finally was in there like going, she keeps having these bouts where she can't walk. And then they go through $1,000 worth of tests to come back and say, oh, she's got this and this and this, and you got to put her on drugs, you got to put her, that crap. So I had to get her a donut at one of the times, and when I put it on her, they put it on her in the vet. She was so mad. She went and she climbed out in the waiting room. She wouldn't go. She wouldn't leave. She went and climbed out, sat in a chair in the waiting room, and would not get up until we took that thing off of her. She was like, fuck this. Hell no. So there's been a couple times with her, like she's chewed off a nail before, and you got to keep them from licking it. And then they'll keep licking it because they want to, oh, my poor little finger. And, but all I got to do is get out the donut and set it down and say, you want that on? Because I'll put it on you right now. And then she will stop. That's why I say dogs are, the smarter you treat your dog, the smarter you're going to find out your dog is. But anyways, I was just thinking, we fuck with other species all the time. So it should be no shock that we're being fucked with. It's just all these people who are so arrogant and stuff that think that we are like we're the top of the food chain. We're not. We're not even close. And that's another thing too, is like this thing with the woke people. They think that they are the awake people. It's like, no, if you're using woke as part of your vocabulary, that is the, I don't know, even the controllers, that's their manipulation of the language. That is their manipulation of what's going on. You know, they're guiding you. Do this and this and this, and then you're woke. You know, if you don't let this, you don't let that, and blah, 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 then you're woke. Being awake is being sovereign, being like, I don't live by your rules, you don't live by mine. I don't judge you, you don't judge me. I'm here for my experience, you do you. That is being awake, being connected. Not like, I got to control you, I got to control you, you got to do this, you got to do that. Everybody has to do what I want, so I'm happy. That's the deep state. Sorry. That is the control mechanism of the planet. That's who's doing that. And it's funny because I say a lot about, you know, when the lights go on, there's going to be a lot of people standing in the whale, I mean, any beast that eats us, you know, the tiger's mouth, whatever, anything that is scary like that, dragon. So when they wake up, when the lights go on and they're all like, oh, fuck, I'm in the dragon's mouth, I could go at any moment. And they have no idea. Well, the whole thing is too, is like right now, everything is being shown to us in a mirror image. So everything that you think means one thing is really the opposite. It's all being reflected back to us as opposite of what it is. So it is essentially kind of like the lights go on and suddenly the mirror flips and you're just going to see yourself. You're going to see yourself. That's why there's going to be a lot of like people who, you know, I went on Nextdoor, something popped up, so I went, oh, in the morning, because, you know, when you have all your notifications, so I go in and clear my notifications, and there was a table at the top that my daughter, so funny, 1950s furniture, now is mid-century, contemporary, so weird. Anyways, a real table from the 50s. So I was like, hey, you want that? But I think it's the wrong shape. She wants the more, like mine is really long, but that is a contemporary style. That's not a, you know, in the 50s, people's houses were a lot smaller. You know, people weren't building mansions and stuff. People just had small houses. They sat at dinner. They ate together. They went and, you know, spent time together. Like family situation was much different. But yeah, you needed a table and it had to be a good size for everyone to fit, but you didn't have a lot of room. So anyways, it was a cool table. When I went on there and I was looking at the table, I saw that there was a thing about the bees. And, you know, out here, I've said about these people's mindset is just very, I don't know, don't think for yourself, do what you're told, you know, or something. I'm not really sure. It's weird because they're all so compliant, and they're also, they're the oppressors. I mean, they're constantly attacking people. If you don't agree with what they say, oh, and they love to do it publicly. Oh, well, that's their dream come true, boy. And so on here, it was saying, you know, they're available, blah, 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 and giving all this details. And, you know, we've got to get out there and get these. We are 2%, only 2% of us have gotten them or something. Like, okay, where are you getting these numbers? Oh, and the news says this, and the news says the dead are piling up and blah, blah, blah. What the goddamn news do you watch? Go out and you're... Okay, here's a challenge for you. Go drive by some cemeteries. You know, is there thousands of people being buried? No. And the other day I even heard, no, we can't bury them anymore. There's way too many. Now we have to do the Vikings and, you know, send them out on boats and shoot arrows of fire, which to me, I think is much better. But it's like, okay, people, they're telling you this, but where's the evidence? Look around you. Fuck. Goddamn think. Use your goddamn brain. Turn it on. Flip a switch. Start looking and evaluating what's really happening out there, because they can tell you anything they want on the box. It's like, stop believing them. They're lying. It is so insane. Even, you know, when they sit there and say, oh, the hospitals are full, then you have all these people going in and saying, hey, where's all the people? You said they were full. You said people are dying. We can't even go, you know, if we broke our leg, we can't go here because your capacity. And these people, oh God, it's phenomenal. It is just, I mean, in the beginning, yeah, maybe last year this time, there was, a lot more where the evidence wasn't enough for some people, but Jesus Christ, man, it's everywhere. All you gotta do is kind of open your eyes a little wider. It's all around you. So, anyways, when the mirror flips, oh, there was another thing too in that. One person said, no, thank you, or something like that. Oh, yeah, in for the attack. Oh, how dare you? What makes you not want to save your neighbors and friends? Like, what is wrong with you? You have no feelings for human beings. Oh my God, such manipulation. And they do, like they did, it's the same template they used in the Holocaust times. You get the neighbors to turn on each other, and then you force the others to comply because of peer pressure. Fuck peer pressure. Shit got old in high school. So, yeah, fuck. There is no way. I go further away from people if that came down to that. So, anyways, but one of the things I was, what was it? I should have said it when I thought of it a second ago. What was it? The people. Oh, I can still say more about these things because that is just ridiculous. Oh, and by the way, if you are offended by cussing, then don't ever turn me on again because I cuss a lot and I don't feel shame in cussing. I don't feel shame in a lot of stuff because I don't know. I feel connected. I don't feel like I need to judge everything. I don't feel like I'm here to judge. I got other things to do with my energy, like have fun and live my life. So, what was it? It was something about the next door stuff, but it was something about the people. Well, I'll skip to the next thing. So, yesterday I started watching The Godfather, and I got through the first one and half of the second one, and I'm going to finish it today. It takes a long time. I don't know how long the third one is, but the first two I think are like 3 hours and a half maybe or something. They're pretty long. And then if you have to do stuff, you have to pause it and get up and do stuff. Yeah, you can get out to 5 hours and you're watching it. So, anyways, the thing is that I got from, well, there was a couple things. And number two, there's a person that I used to like them so much too. Really do not like them at all now. They just kind of turn my stomach. And, especially knowing that they've got all these charges, like they like little younger people, but get away with it. All you got to do is, be willing to cover other people from doing crimes and you're scot-free. Commit all the crimes you want. Just don't tell anybody we are. It's like, oh my God, these people. I don't really even get how where a soul gets to be that cut off from one another. But, that's what's been going on here. So, and their soul has to live with, the karma and stuff that they have to go back and try and fix. To get things set right back in balance because they're not in balance. Like you can feel when things get out of balance in your own life when you get tuned in. Yesterday even, I've been so busy. I had felt the soil of my plants and it felt like it was moist still. I thought, oh, okay, I'll wait another day or something. And I've been waiting for the rain so I could fill up my rainwater again because plants do not like faucet water at all. If you've got plants, catch rainwater. They like it a lot better. They grow so much more. It's got minerals and stuff it needs. The faucet water is meant to kill us, so that's all it's for. It's full of chemicals. Even when you think about so they're taking sewage. Oh, anybody who's been camping or anything knows what sewage looks like. You go in one of those box bathrooms. And they're taking that and then they're doing a bunch of chemical treatments to get it so we can drink it. Oh, that's so disgusting. I mean, some places, I guess that they have a, I think in Spokane, it seems, some places have like a, I don't know, like a pool or some kind of water underneath the city that they tap into. So they have like a giant well. But from what I understand, there's a lot of chemical treatments done. Like even in Spokane, there's this really pretty part of the city, and I was driving, and then when you look down, you just see, oh, tons and tons of these, I guess it's some kind of filtering system, but tons of these buildings. It's real ugly how it looks. Like you have all this cliff, and oh, it's real pretty. And then down you have all these huge amount of buildings, and it smells like shit too. And I asked somebody before, like, what is that? And that is where they do it. And they have a water table underneath. So, yeah, I don't know. They lie to us about everything. So, yeah. Probably we're all drinking each other's shit water, basically. They put some bleach in it so we can't see it. But they're poisoning us all, so it doesn't matter. They're going to get poison in you somehow or another. Because if you're on this planet, that's their main focus. Like, must kill humans, must kill humans. Humans could save the world. We must kill them all. No, really, it's just that we have energy, and we don't really have an awareness of how much energy that we have in our own self. So we're just being used because other beings have that knowledge, and so they're harnessing our energy, and we're just like, oh, just like the dogs. Trixie, please, that is not a spot for you. Oh, like this much space to get through. I can do it. I'll make it. I'm surprised she just didn't go and jump over. This is the most jumpy girl, man. And when you're used to having Ms. Lazy Bones over here, that's more my tempo. I'm not that lazy, but I just don't like when a dog always wants you to do something for him. This girl thinks I'm her private valet or whatever. The person just opens and closes the door for you. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, I'm a human. That happens. She wants me to open and close the door for her, and I was like, bitch, I've got other things to do. But she's fucking smart as shit. I can't believe it. How fast that she's caught on, how Stella signals to me what she wants. Like, she's caught on to Stella's and mine's communication language really quick. So she's very, very smart. She's just cute as hell. But boy, she's high strung. And two girls, like as a guard dog, constantly on guard, always looking like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Alert! Alert! And so she's all high strung. So, oh my God, just back and forth with these two. I swear to God, I can drop a pen. This happened several times yesterday. I drop a pen or a pencil, pick something up and just set it down too loud. Oh, immediately. They could be asleep, which I don't even think she ever sleeps. If she even calms down for 1 minute, I don't think she shuts her eyes. But, the second, it was calm when it would happen. It would be real quiet. And then it was like, jump up immediately. 15 minutes of that. Oh, but anyways, I don't remember why I went off on that thing. But the people who are, I'll just go back to that one part. So when the mirror flips around and the people have to see themselves. So there's so many people, just like the people next door, just like the people I've talked about it a billion times. I'm positive of that especially these ones that are bullies and shit like that, who want to, oppress and ridicule and bully and all their bullshit. Because they're so woke. I'm so woke. That when the mirror flips around and they see themselves, it's not going to be pretty. And then they're going to have to be like, this is going to be a real ego popper, because all these people who they've been labeling as crazy and stupid and all the bullshit they've been saying in their bully bullshit, that all of a sudden when they see like, oh, how did you know? And I didn't know. I'm way smarter than you. So how did you know this? And so it is going to be so much of them just like reevaluating everything. all at the same time. And, you know, there's a, well, I talk about it all the time because there's definitely a part of me that's like, come on, let's get to this part. That's the next part. We got to get to that part so we can get to the next part, because the part where everything's going to be great is a couple parts away. You know, I mean, it's more like D or E. We got to go through A, B, C, you know. And I would say I would say we're at C, waiting to go into D. And once we go into D, where people have to work on healing and just rebuilding their whole selves, their whole lives, because it's all been an illusion and they don't know. But once they do that, you know, there's no telling how long that's going to take. But one thing is that while we're all waiting, thinking, oh, you know, it's going to be so much better. Today I was talking to my mom. I was like, you know, legitimately, it could be way rougher than what we think. This could be a really hard part that we're like, come on, let's hurry. And it could go into like super hard time. Not just, you know, I mean, people are going to be going through their own individual hard times for sure. So many, I mean, like in my family and people who, you know, who are friends and stuff, there's so much division. There's going to have to be so much humbling and so much healing. And, you know, we've all got to just not judge each other, you know. Don't hold on to shit that people said to you during this time. It's not worth it. You know, because what we want is unification. We want us to all come together. We want us to accept each other and to realize, like, we're all just trying to figure it out. We're all just doing our best. And not everybody has the same, they have their abilities, their great abilities. And some of us have the ones that, like, question everything. Like, I don't know. And, you know, I mean, that was just a good skill or good gift to have at this point of humanity, you know, is that question shit. Because then you saw, it's all a big fucking lie. And, but there's going to be so much of that kind of healing and stuff. And, then there is, you know, like we know that the DS doesn't have money. We know the Federal Reserve is already drained. We know that the IRS, there's, you know, nobody there. It's empty parking lot. I even heard like there was some other weird stuff. Like I think it's like blocked off with cement, barricades and shit. Like it's shut down. Federal Reserve, Bank of England, like all these different things that you can see of are going down. And you know, he has no with the Pentagon, he has none with the military. He has no say over anything because it's all under someone else's control who really was, you know, but it wasn't placed. Not the Manchurian candidate, the other guy, the guy that most of us really like. That no, he was just, you know, bringing attention to a lot of stuff that we just didn't know what was going on. That he just got in there to say, hey, people, wake up. We got some bullshit going on here. And we're all like, I'm just so mad at myself for the first few years to just be so, I don't know. I just was so bought into just not liking him. But anyways, I'm over it. But that is, you know, those people don't have anything left in their fight. But, you know, who knows what when this stuff really goes down. I mean, China is over our grid, our electric grid. We can totally lose power. We have, I mean, they have their foot soldiers, which, you know, can totally start burning. I mean, they burn down cities. They don't give a shit. They'll fucking come up and kick people in the head that's laying down the ground. So, yeah, they've got those foot soldiers. But some of them will probably even wake up. Oh, the trash man. I forgot today's Thursday. God, I cannot believe time is flying by so much. Half this year. It was crazy. This really should wake people up to the concept of time. This past year and a half of what time is all about, because it's weird. Like it feels like we're still, you know, at the end of 2019, really. Like it just is like time stopped and we just jumped into it's weird. But so when it does go down, like when the light goes on, the programming stops, the mirror turns around, the reversal happens. When all of that stuff happens, then, I mean, they could do some shit. We could have to go through some shit for a couple weeks, and it could be super rough. There could definitely be attacks on cities. Probably no power. Everybody should definitely have food. I think I have a month's worth if it came down to it, because I have a lot of dried stuff like soups and rice and beans and pastas and stuff like that you can, and canned stuff that you can leave, that just sits there waiting for the day to come that they will be necessary. And who knows? I mean, it could go way smoother. It's just like it's a waiting game. But anyways, when I was talking to her, I was just like, oh my gosh, we're all so pumped up, like, come on. But it could be super, super hard times that we're going to face. So, and we're going to all be probably cut off from each other. We're not going to be able to talk to each other because the internet and electricity and stuff like that. So, we'll see. But we're so close. Oh my gosh, we're so close. This is the stuff going on in Israel, and when you for any of us who were paying attention all along, like caught on and started knew what to pay attention to, because it's all misdirection. If you're paying attention to what they show you, yeah, all they're doing is misinforming you, just nonstop. If you started being like, oh, I need to watch this, I need to watch this, I need to look at that, pay attention to what's happening here, there, then you start seeing a different story, yeah. And a lot is going on. And but once we get through that part of the big flipperoo, then then the healing will start. And that's going to be, it's going to be individual for me. I mean, we're all here, any of us who have gone through the stuff already, like saw through the stuff and had to feel the pain of what was happening. I think that we are going to be there for other people. But also, I want to, I don't want to just be sitting all day counseling people through this horrible tragedy that has been our life, because your healing's going to come from within. And hopefully when this happens, that a lot of people are going to that's going to sink in. I've got to focus on myself. I got to focus on my own thoughts, not what someone else is telling me all the time. Like, I think people don't even know how much they're being told. I don't even think they recognize it. They're so used to it. And they just have no conscious awareness that they have any power, that they are even beyond human. Like, they think this whole thing is just to prove that you can get up there and kiss this guy's feet for eternity. It's like, they just, there's no conscious awareness of being a powerful being, having an experience. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but all that healing is going to be, it's going to take probably a few years for some people. I mean, like, I've been working on mine for 5 years and I still got triggered the other day by something. Like, when you're working on trying to heal yourself, there's a lot of stuff to heal. There's a lot of people who think like, oh yeah, I'm all healed. I went through a couple weeks. I had a hard time. Yeah, life's hard. Yeah, but same time they're saying that, they're also saying, oh, this is going on, that's going on, this going on. It's like, none of that's going on. That's all just pretend. That's all the lies. They're telling you that this is real. This is not. So anyways, yeah. All I can say to anybody is, just question everything and just be prepared. Start working on yourself now. Start, and it's simple stuff. They've made some of this stuff so much bigger. Just like, the way they took over, because back in the 70s and stuff, like Jack LaLanne, Jane Fonda, all these people who started, telling people like how to take care of their bodies and be healthy and stuff. And then look at what happened. I mean, it went from this, aerobics and all this stuff to major obesity. That's not by accident. That's very much on purpose. And, but they've always got a pill for you. They'll rescue you. They'll try and kill you, but they've got the pill to rescue you. It's like, they'll fill your house with rattlesnakes, but they've got the, it's not called a cure. What's that called? When you get a rattlesnake bite, I can't think of what it's called. But yeah, they've got the thing to save you, always. How do they do that? I wonder if they have the cure, then create the disease. Because I think that's probably it. It's like, hey, we got this. Hey, well, you know what we could do with it? Let's just get everybody real fat and they'll be sick as shit. They won't know. We'll just tell them, body consciousness, love yourself, They make the, they love the, what are those things called? They love the, the little catchphrases. They love those. Get them all on this little catchphrase, live by that. It's honorable to be fat and unhealthy because we got lots of medicine. We got to get it out of the shelves. Come on, people, get in here, get your medicine. Go to work and then pay all your money so you can buy medicine because I have a really cool island I want to buy. It's right over there where all the other ones are. There's a lot of shit going on those islands. Yeah, it's a lot of mess. So, anyways, you can start, now. Just start working on yourself just in simple ways, Focus on your own schedule. Turn off your TV. Focus on, sit down and actually ask yourself things. That's part of setting your intention in the morning, It's not just, laying in bed and going, okay, grocery list, check. Okay, go to the grocery, check. It's partly, to me, mine is, it's a conversation. And it's like, okay, do I want to do this? Okay, so, it's setting where you are mentally and physically and just seeing how you're going to do your day and what you do want to do and stuff like that, So, yeah, setting your intention is, it's different than just going over the list, what you got to do that day. So, spend some more time, just, close your eyes and relax and just start asking yourself stuff like, what do you want to do today? And, how do you feel today? And what would you like to eat today? And stuff. Because you'll get the answers and how well you're tuned into them, that's your thing to work on. But any of the stuff that you do that is outside of the programming is a step forward for yourself. So just do you. That's the whole thing. That's a good catchphrase. You do you. Because you shouldn't be listening to anybody else. And there is if you are listening to the people, if I do this and, I'm all fixed. If I wear this, I don't even have to worry about dying. You can't just listen to somebody else. I've said this about a zillion times. You can't listen to somebody else. That's not how it works. You can't think if I do what they say, then I'm saved. That's the right thing. I'll just do what they say. That's not how it works. And so the faster you catch on to that, then the faster your trajectory is your own healing. Because this is all going to be individual. And there will be people who can't do it. That's for sure. But we're not all on the same level. And this isn't, a forever thing. Because, even if you can't get your vibration raised or whatever, even in this ascension, if you're not going to that place, you're going to still be with a lot of people going to this place, wherever, however this is going to go down. I don't know. Now I keep hearing, and I've heard this before. It's not like this is the first person I've heard say this. I've heard a lot of people say this, that there's some big giant ship, some big, that's one of the reasons why they're all up in the air. They're waiting, because when it happens, that it's going to be obvious whose vibration can handle it and whose can't. And they're going to take those people off planet. And I don't know, a lot of people saying that. But even if you are, even if nothing that people are saying about spiritual stuff, nothing clicks, and it's just like, I don't get what they're talking about, don't stress out about it. It's not like you stop living. You just go into a different part, It's just, we're all still going to be knowing each other in eternity, we're all still living that. You'll still see the same people in your dead space. You'll still have connection. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of the people are going to have a lot more awareness of certain connections, and we'll be able to talk to other spirits and entities and stuff that aren't presently incarnated. So, but if it does go down like that, yeah, that, it's just going to be going to other planets that are still in that part of their learning. And but yeah, the Earth cycle, it won't, the Big Bang or whatever you want to call it, the big solar event thing, that will that's only like every 26,000 years. That's the harvest, the harvesting of the souls. So the other ones, it has to, then it will have to go all the way back through all of the zodiac signs again. And so see, that's why everything just repeats. Like everything that we're doing right now, we've probably done it before 1,000,000 times. Like everything is just going all the time. And your soul can live a bunch of different lives. Your soul has so much more abilities than what we can even comprehend. So, and we're a part of that soul. And for me, like, I know we can heal ourselves. I know that we can change things. I know that we can change our hair color. We can change our eye color. We can change physical things about us that we have, but you have to not only just believe it, but you have to kind of get in alignment with it, I would say that kind of. But when you can get in alignment with it, you do have some power over matter to change it like that. And, so I work on the straightening my spine from the scoliosis. I work on my brain injury, but I work on that too with like doing word games and stuff like that, just trying to challenge my brain all the time to keep working. And, but I do think that the med bed thing, I heard from somebody the other day I was listening to, and they said that they were talking to a doctor, and this doctor said they got 15 med beds in. They can't use them yet, but that also shows we're getting close. They got 15 med beds in, and they can't use them. They can't talk about them or set up appointments or anything yet. But this doctor was super excited to get them. And that to me shows that we're real close. But there will be a lot of things, but you also still have to be in alignment. You have to be in balance. From what I understand, everything that we're moving into with the quantum system has to do with your connection with your soul and balance. So yeah, it would be good for you to start just trying to find connection in your own life. And, one thing is that I've noticed so much is that we're all processors. Like if you think about a processor, a computer processor, we're all processors, and we all process the information so differently. And it's weird because I used to think about this all the time, like, how do other people think? How do other people, like, something happens, how do they think and stuff like that? Because I noticed that, I was different, and I couldn't understand how theirs was. But now, recently, it's just been like, oh my gosh, it's just eye-opening. Like how much different some people process things. And it's got to have something, I would think, something to do with our own conscious awareness of where we are at that time, you know? I don't know. I think there's just so much of what is going on for humans has to do with, you know, this consciousness realizing itself. You know, that's what's kind of happening is consciousness is realizing we're realizing what we are. So anyways, I just talked and talked and talked again. I don't even know if I completed some of the stuff I was saying. Hopefully. But, you know, that's the main thing that I'm constantly saying is you got to just work on yourself. You know, work on yourself, work on turning your TV off, work on, you know, if it starts out at 20 seconds of exercise a day, if it starts out just, you know, improving your diet by drinking more water or eating less sugar or whatever the things are, there's going to be a lot more obvious information about nutrition and stuff. It will keep coming out and it will help people to figure out. But yeah, there's been so much stuff like we've been told to eat this and eat that when it's really like just poisoning us. Like, but don't eat those mushrooms, but don't eat this, but don't eat that, but eat these. These are good for you. But go listen to Stephen Gundry talk about the biology of the food in the body and stuff and what happens. Yeah, there's some things that we shouldn't be eating at all. One of them is, and I used to eat them all the time, and I had horrible stomach problems, nightshades. Nightshades are really not good for us. And when he talks about like proteins and like it's how our body reacts and, you know, these things working against each other. So anyways, every single thing just takes looking into stuff, you know, and always look into all sides. Don't just listen to one side. Look into the side you don't want to hear, you know, and, you know, just focus on yourself. Focus on educating yourself and turning off your TV, drinking more water, getting more exercise, loving yourself, not judging others. Don't get caught up in people's drama. Who gives a shit if somebody says you're blah, 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 you're doing this, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. That's how they're seeing the world. Doesn't mean you have to see through their eyes. Let it go. That's their problem. They'll work it out. You don't have to worry about it. So, you know, focus on you, love yourself, and have a great day. Bye.